my training facility today in Costa Mesa, which is where Team HERAxHERO is based. So today I am going to be hitting a glute workout. Now that I've moved out here, I sometimes train here at this gym. I also have a gym closer to where I live, which I do my cardio at in the morning sometimes, and sometimes I train there as well. So my structure of my days has changed quite a bit moving out here. The full printable workout I'm going to put up on my membership platform. Of course, in my last episode I announced that I will be doing the Tampa Pro in 5 weeks time, so I am working on bringing up any weaknesses that I see from my stage package at the last show. So I'm always working on the fullness of my glutes. What I've been doing since Miami Muscle Beach is I've been training a bit heavier with my glutes, which is something that I wasn't able to do when I was doing shows back to back. Obviously you're not going to be training as heavy, so in this downtime I've been training a bit heavier, so you will probably see slightly different techniques and training in this workout. So the printable workout will be on my membership platform, which means that all of my members can download it and print it out and do the exact workout. And of course it will include all of the sets and reps, all of the pauses, all of the technique cues that you need, and I will also talk about some of the exercises as we go through the workout as well. So let's get into it. So I'm starting this workout with a combination of thrusters. I've been doing a lot of these. I prefer to do them on the Smith machine. It's a lot easier to set up than using a bar because you've got your padding, but you can also set it up, and all you have to do is focus on really driving your hips and really contracting your glutes. You don't have to focus on the line of the movement of the bar or anything like that. So I find that the Smith machine is a good structure to go heavier on these than you can with a free bar. What I'm going to do to warm up is I'm going to do some banded thrusters just to warm up and also to get my glute medius firing. So that is really important. With all of this stuff, even though I'm going heavy, I'm never going so heavy that I can't get that mind to muscle connection really firing. So if you want to isolate your glutes and you don't have that mind to muscle connection mastered, you're never going to get the most out of your training. So we're going to do banded thrusters to start off with. Not too heavy. I will be adding more weight to it, but I'm going to start off, I'm using the band. So by adding the band to this and to any movement, you essentially add like a whole other dimension to the movement. So if you are doing a thruster without a band, it's two-dimensional in the fact that you're driving your hips up and you're controlling on the way down. When you add a band, you're now still driving your hips up, controlling on the way down, but you're actually resisting into the band the entire time as well. So you're driving your knees out, and you're using a lot more glute medius than you would if you weren't using the band. So I use the band all the time. I've been training with the band a lot, and it's actually pretty funny. I've been putting the guys and Team Hero through some band training, and it's like, if you give a band to someone who's never used one before, they're like, holy shit, what just happened? And that's the whole thing with the band. It's like, if you use them a lot, you get kind of used to how challenging it is, but it's not until you give them to someone who has never used them that you realize how much of a huge difference it makes to the exercise. So if you have not trained with bands, I really urge you to give it a go. You can add bands to so many exercises and it completely changes the dynamic of everything. Alright, so I'm going to set up. Really important when you're doing thrusters off a bench that you've only got your head and shoulders on the bench. If you have your back or too much of your back on the bench, you're going to end up really arching through your back. And oftentimes when I'm coaching clients through this exercise, they'll say that they're feeling it in their back. You shouldn't feel anything in your back. Your back should be straight, it should be neutral. But if you are bending on the bench, you are going to feel something. When we're in here training, there's like no music ever, it's so quiet. And the one day that I decide to film, all of a sudden it's a freaking party. It's usually like a library in here. Okay, we're doing it. Smith machine is really heavy. You'll find some machines, like some Smith machines are heavier than the machine on its own. Actually all of the machines in this gym, the actual machine itself is quite heavy. Even when I'm working on the squat press, it's like, you know, doing a warm-up set with no weight feels like you've got 25 either side. So when you're choosing your weight, make sure that you're not trying to just choose an arbitrary weight because, oh, Sheena did 50 or 60 each side, because it's completely different on different machines. So these machines in this gym are really heavy, whereas where I train at LA Fitness, the other gym I train at, sometimes the machines, they're completely different brand of machines and they're quite different to train with. So I'm puffing. Why am I puffing? I've been doing less cardio. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I got this. Okay, so you will see in the printable workout, you will see all of the details of what I'm doing, but I'm going to be pausing for 2 seconds at the top this time. I've been working in a lower rep range, heavier, and including lots of different variations such as isometric contraction. So the important thing is that when I'm at the top, I'm holding and I'm squeezing. And I'm also trying to squeeze my knees out as much as possible at the same time as I'm squeezing my glutes as much as possible. So there's a lot going on here, which is why it's so good to do it on the Smith machine, so that you're, you know, removing a lot of variables that make it harder if you're using a free bar, for example. My second exercise I'm doing here is a lying leg curl. I'm going to be doing some isometric contraction work, and then I'm also going to be doing some high volume drop set work to finish off. So this workout is not going to be a lot of exercises, it is a lot of volume in specific formats within the exercise. So all of my SJF Tribe members, you will see exactly what I mean once you print this workout off and do it. We've got a lot of contractions, a lot of sets, a lot of tempo work. That's really important, and often you can completely underestimate a workout if you're just going through the motions and you're not actually manipulating the tempo and the format of your sets as much as you could be. So let's go. When I'm doing these curls to really get the most out of the hamstring work, I'm thinking about using my hamstrings to pull my heels up to my butt. And it sounds kind of like silly, like I'm overthinking things to break it down like that, but it's really important. You know, if you want to get that mind to muscle connection and really get the most out of the exercise, you need to learn to put your mind into that muscle that you're working and really feel it. You know, often you really don't get the most out of the workout until you learn to do that, and it takes a lot of time, you know, particularly for my girls when they're starting out, or even, you know, this past couple of weeks I've been taking a lot of guys through glute stuff because I've never had anyone that's done that for them before, and it's, you know, you're never going to actually get that muscle firing as much as you can and should if you can't put your mind in that muscle and really feel every single rep working. So I always prioritize the mind to muscle connection and feeling it in that way over and above going heavy. You know, it's, yeah, if you're not feeling it, or you're feeling it in another muscle group which is not the one you are targeting, then you need to look at how heavy the weight is, and you need to make sure that you're actually able to perform it properly the way you want to before you start going heavy. With this one, it's really important that you are, a lot of people think you have to do it with your back rounded in order to isolate your glutes as much as you can. I personally have a super mobile spine, so neutral for me looks like I'm arching my back, but I'm really not. It's just that my spine is so flexible. But as long as you are making sure the work's in your glutes rather than in your back, that is the most important thing. So it's much less important what your back looks like, and much more important where the work is, you know. So all you are doing here is contracting your glutes to lift your body up, and then releasing your glutes with control to let your body lower back down. So that is all that's happening here. It's simply a contraction and a release. Nothing too fancy, but again, you don't need to dramatically round out your spine as long as you're not using your back to perform the movement. All you're doing is using your glutes. Squeeze, release. Right, almost there, so we're gonna do another set, and then once I get to my reps, I'm gonna drop the weight and keep going to failure. And then I'm gonna do one more burnout exercise, which is one that I can show you guys, which is a great variation to a machine that we don't have in this gym. So if you don't have one, you will value this little bit of information. One of the exercises that I use the most for glutes is the abduction machine. This gym does not have an abductor. I'm trying to talk them into getting one, but if they don't, and until they do, if you've got a good band, a good strong band, you can still do some really good abduction work. I typically do it at the end of my workout or in a superset with something if I'm doing this variation, because I'm already fatigued. Like, I've already gone to failure on a bunch of exercises, so I don't have much left in the tank, you know, to work through this abduction. So I'm gonna band up. And so I'm gonna sit up nice and straight. I'm sitting on the edge of the bench, put my feet together. All I'm gonna do is open out as wide as I can and come back in. So I am essentially performing an abduction. All the work is in the glute medius. If you've got a band, you can do this literally anywhere. And if your band is as strong as mine, it's not going to take a lot. So I am supersetting, obviously, the seated abduction, and then this, which is essentially, I'm in a thruster position, I'm in that full hip extension, and from there, I'm just opening my knees out and bringing them back in. So both just abduction, but different setups. That when you're in that hip bridge with your hips pushed up to the ceiling as much as you can, that's really hard. Just make sure that when you're doing that, you are keeping your hips lifted as you perform the abduction. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to like let your hips drop down. It's not as hard. So you want to actually keep your hips pressed to the ceiling while you perform it, so that you are forcing yourself to work as hard as you can. That's a wrap. I'm going to need to stretch after this. If you've been following me for a long time, you'll remember me sharing the issues I had with sciatic pain in my glutes and down through my legs. I got that because I grew my glutes so much in a short space of time that essentially the compartments did not have room for the muscles, and it was putting pressure on the nerves, making my legs go numb when I sit down. Is it ideal? No, it's not ideal. but when it started happening was in the lead up to my first Olympia, so there was nothing that I could do about it. You know, I had to train through it, and it took a long time to get better because I couldn't take a break, essentially. I kept competing. So I've actually been training a lot heavier since Miami, and I've actually started getting those sciatic things going on again in my legs. So I find when I'm sitting down at my computer, my glutes are just like aching, and I can feel that like numbness going down my legs because of putting pressure on a nerve, which again, it's not ideal, but at the same time it's kind of satisfying because I'm like, yeah, my glutes are filling out faster than my body can keep up with it, which is good. It's kind of a sick and twisted sort of pain to enjoy, but hopefully you enjoyed that workout. If you are on my membership platform, of course you can print it off and you can do it for yourself. There are handfuls and handfuls of printable workouts on there from all through my Olympia preps, my Arnold prep. I was putting up printable workouts every single week, so of course I am now getting ready for the Olympia again, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of this, a lot more of recording my workouts and actually putting the printable PDF up on my membership platform. So not only do you get exclusive content on my membership platform in terms of videos, but also printable workouts, so you can literally do the workouts that I am doing while I'm getting ready for the Olympia. So it's pretty cool. If you are not familiar with my membership platform, SheenaJaneFitness.com and SJF Tribe is my membership platform. Go along and check it out. If you've got any questions about anything from the workout, of course you can message me. If you've got any questions about my membership platform, again, send me a message. If you are on my membership platform, we have an exclusive Facebook group where my ladies can reach out to me anytime with questions, and I also do continuous Q&As, so I invite questions all the time from my SJF Tribe members, and I film exclusive question and answer sessions that are uploaded raw onto there, answering any and all questions that you guys have from me. So we're going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to need to stretch, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed seeing my workout, where I'm at. As I said, I am 5 weeks out from the Tampa Pro, and the Olympia will be 5 weeks after that. So Tampa Pro and then the Olympia. Hey guys, this is episode 8 of Use Your Wings. I have already done a full glute workout for you guys, which you will have in the printable PDF, of course, on the SJF Tribe membership platform. I am currently on my way to our Team HERAxHERO headquarters, South My Training Facility, and I am filming some content there. I've got one of my clients, Christina, here today from out of state, and she's doing her first national show really soon, so we are going to get some behind the scenes content for you guys, and I am going to show you my new place out here in Huntington Beach. Things have been so busy. I've been struggling to get into a routine with filming, but I know that you guys just want to see what I do every day. So that said, I need to get my butt into gear and bring my camera with me more so that I can, you know, document just my normal days, you know, my getting up, fasted cardio, eating my egg white pancake, all that stuff. So we're off to South My Training Facility, and I'll get some behind the scenes of Jeremy and the other coaches and myself working with our athletes.
Christina has had 5 weeks since she did her last show, and we had to work really hard to bring her best condition ever for that show, since that show, and we decided that she was going to go into her first national show, which is in 2.5 weeks from now. She's actually been eating, you know, more carbs, more fuel these last weeks, and maintaining her condition, if not improving her condition, because you know, her body is obviously very grateful to have some carbs, but after seeing her today, I'm going to put her carbs up even more, so she's going to be a happy girl. With our training, nothing is really super heavy. We're working on fine tuning, we're working on keeping the fullness of the muscles, and you know, it's really important when you're close to a show, particularly if you're doing back-to-back shows, that you're not trying to go really heavy, because your body's tired, your body's fatigued, and when you're in a deficit as well, you're not going to make amazing gains. What you can do is you can really work on you know, just getting blood into those muscles that you want to maintain the fullness in, which is what we're doing here. So I'm making it work today. We're doing back and shoulders, and we will also do some posing. So this is only the second time I've met Christina. I've met her in person once before. I've been coaching her for over a year, and all of this online. So yeah, she's a great client. She works really hard, and I'm excited to see her kick some ass in Vegas. Alright, let's go. So I'm driving home from team training right now. I've got some good content of me training with Christina. So she did a back and shoulder workout. She's not doing anything, you know, super heavy right now. We are in the final couple of weeks before her show, and she did another show like 5 weeks ago. So you know, she's in amazing condition. We've just been working on fine tuning that. We've brought her legs in a little bit tighter, which, you know, for females often it's hard for us to get our legs tight, and often our upper body will kind of drop quicker, and a lot of that is to do with female hormones. You know, estrogen tells us to hold on to, you know, fat, water in those womanly areas, you know, your legs, your hips. So you know, it's often a struggle, but you know, she's in great condition, and as I said, I'm going to be feeding her a little bit more. So her carbs now are higher than they were leading up to her last show, and they have been since the last show. Her cardio's less, and you know, she's looking amazing. It's really different seeing her in person as well. You know, I coach her online, completely online. I've met her once before. We did some posing in LA last year, but you know, seeing her in person, she looks incredible, and I'm really excited to see what she brings to the national stage. It's her first national show. She's competed a number of times before, just a couple of times with me, but she's definitely ready for the national stage, and yeah, I'm really excited to see her up there, and I'm damn proud of her because she works so freaking hard. So I'm driving home right now, and I am taking the scenic route because I want to show you guys where I live, because it's kind of beautiful. So welcome to Huntington Beach, y'all.